What is up, peeps? Welcome back to more CS News. Hope you guys got some water, coffee, or maybe some other liquids out there. Make sure to let me know what beverages you're sipping on right now. You're going to need beverages all throughout 2025 as CS tournaments are now slowly starting to come to fruition. But a big one that I have an eye out because you guys know it. I'm an American. We struggle with CS. I get it. NA hopes and dreams. They come here to die, whatever, because we have a major this year, okay? And that means an American is going to step foot on that grand final stage and take a major trophy this year. Does anyone want to correct me on that? But more importantly, the Blast Major in Austin for 2025 has officially been announced. Of course, we've known this was going to come. We knew the North American date was coming as well. Last year, we were at IEM Dallas, and we saw Stewie 2K with G2 do the unbelievable, win an NA big event in North America by a North American player. I realized I could have phrased that a lot better. But what he managed to do with that G2 roster, it was incredible. It was all the more incredible because it was on home field, home turf, right? And we don't see that very often for American players out there. Not only do NA players not usually win big events, but especially do it on home soil, it means a lot. This will be over in Austin, Texas, in case you guys don't know, June of 2025, where they expect 50,000 fans to be showing up. I'm going to assume that means throughout the entire weekend, just so you guys know, it's not going to be 50,000 people in a stadium, but throughout the entire weekend in attendance, or I guess it would be more than that, right? A week or two long, which I think makes sense. I am excited to see what the seating is going to look like. You would expect at least 5,000 for a CS major, hopefully more, and we'll see how that turnout is. We will also see, of course, with the major formats, when it comes to RMRs and what those are doing, and of course qualifiers for the major, I imagine some shifts will be happening that we'll be keeping an eye on. And with this past major's RMRs being awesome, it's kind of a sad talking point, but we'll see what teams can make a surprise run through that, and if any NA teams can actually make it, and we can have a bit more of a crazy crowd, which I hope we turn out regardless, but that's always a talk of the town, right, when it's home turf. So who are you guys excited for the Austin Major, which is all the way back in June? So last year we had Copenhagen. Was that back in like March? It was a bit earlier on, so I'm excited to see what teams can make some changes, and some of those teams we'll be talking about so far this week. We also have a team out there that people don't want to change, and people were really drawing up a lot of hubbub over this tweet. If you guys did not see NiKo's tweet post-major run, where he says, "Don't worry, guys, we will keep on fighting," and people picking at the words of "we," of who is we, NiKo? You mean you and G2? You mean you and Munacy? You mean all of us together being G2 fans? We will keep on fighting, and you will stay put? Yeah, that's probably not what he means, all right? We're drawing way too much on speculation now. I don't know how this made into the news episode, but I'm desperate for a title, and that's why I included it. NiKo's leaving, all right? Get it through your skulls. I'll try and get it through mine, and that way when he says I'm staying, we can make another video about it. But speak of the devil, when it comes to G2, we also had another announcement this past week. Nexa is now back, often picked on for his run with G2, his stint with G2, but I am a Nexa supporter because I support most players out, actually pretty much every player. But Nexa had a big announcement over on Twitter, saying, "Been a while since I've been on social media, but with the major being over now, I want to share that I am a free agent and looking to continue my career as an in-game leader. This year, albeit not so successful, has been a valuable learning experience and has given me a lot of clarity on how I can be the best version of myself and be the person and the leader that I want to be." And a lot of crazy comments in the CS community. You have people who were Nexa haters and people who were Nexa lovers, and people who said that wish you could have done more with G2. Then you have the hate comments out there that are bashing Stewie for being carried by Nexa, and then other people are like, no, it's Munacy and NiKo who carried Stewie. And I got into this whole whirlwind of oh my gosh, can we just be glad that he is still going to be in the game, and we'll see who he comes back for. There's plenty of teams who could be wanting Nexa's loving, and we'll see, especially after some failed major runs by a lot of big teams out there. I hope Nexa does land back and can prove a lot of the haters wrong, so he is officially back. One last one for you guys. Valde, of course, formerly with TSM. TSM having, I'll put it lightly, a terrible last few seasons. Last season, their return to Counter-Strike has been all but notable, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I really like some of the guys like Cypher. They got Cypher from ITB. I thought that was a great pickup, but unfortunately a lackluster roster in terms of accomplishments. Valde was also a part of that. He took to a lengthy Twitter post about a slew of what he has been going through as well. You got to remember, when you go from a top tier, you look at a guy like Valde, he has almost $400,000 in earnings, but you spend a season or two, and then this past season with a roster who doesn't do much, and all of a sudden you feel like you've fallen off the face of the world when you have to look at every other team making their major runs. You forget that these people at certain times have been successful, and they do go through troubles on their own as well. So Valde is now also trying to make a return and see what his future is going to be in Counter-Strike. And I wish all these guys nothing but the best. And we'll see what the roster shuffle does begin to be, because you think about those top 10 teams, maybe a handful of them making significant changes, but there's a lot of other teams falling below that could shuffle up a majority of their rosters, right? So a lot of these guys probably will land places, and we'll see exactly where that is. Till next time, hope you guys all enjoyed. Drink up for me, all right? I'll catch you back here very soon. CS News is not stopping, nor will I. Till next time, take care. Ta-ta.